Forget everything that you've learned about SEO, about keywords, about tags. They just don't work anymore for YouTube. There's an easier way. It works every time. This video will transform the results that you're getting on YouTube. So here's what you can expect in this episode. I'm going to teach you my tree analogy, which is what makes it so simple. And I'll go into detail and I'll give you lots of examples of how this works. And then I'm going to show you a tool that actually does all the work for you. You just have to come up with your categories. Like, what category do I want to make a video in? And this tool tells you the questions that people are asking. It's amazing. And then I'll wrap up this video sharing you a 4-step formula that if you follow these 4 steps, your videos will rank on day 1. And after 4 months, you'll get a spike on YouTube. It works every single time, so I'm excited to share those with you. Remember this as the tree analogy. So if you picture a tree, it's got a broad trunk, goes out into branches and then to leaves. This one symbol will replace everything that you've been taught about SEO and make it a much simpler. So you have an expertise. There are different categories that you have expertise in. The trunk of the tree represents your broad area of expertise, and all the branches represent the different categories that you have expertise in. Now the leaves, those are the specific questions that people are asking you about your expertise. Because right now, all around the world, there are people asking questions that you are the perfect person to answer, but these people just don't know that you exist yet. So what we're going to do is find all these leaves, find these questions that people are asking, and we're going to make videos that answer those questions. So now these people can find you. All right, so now let's dive into some examples. Let's say you want to make some videos on goal setting. Leave topics might be how to make a vision board that really works, or how to set exercise goals on an Apple Watch, or how to set financial goals for a business. All of these are really specific, and I didn't make these up. We used a tool to do keyword research and find the actual questions that people are searching for online. So these questions have consistent search volume every single month. That's why they make great leaf topics. So I want to show you a few examples on real channels. So this is the Chris Crone channel, and if I just highlight some of these videos, how to buy a multifamily property with no money, or how to make $1 million in 5 years, or how to achieve financial freedom quickly. These are all phrases that people have searched for, and that's how we chose them. And we did that keyword research before we filmed. This is Paul Jenkins and some examples on his channel. How to stop siblings fighting all the time. How to get kids to listen without yelling. That's our #1 performing video on that channel. How to get kids to sleep. How to motivate a lazy teenager. How to get someone to open up to you. One more example. This is Michelle Villalobos. You see all of the titles here. These are all phrases that we did keyword research before we filmed. The good news is, you don't have to do this keyword research in your head. There's a tool that does all the work for you. So I'm going to show you an example. This is called the Keyword Magic Tool. SEMRush puts it out. I've been using it for a year now. It is amazing. It replaced many tools that I was using in combination in a very complex way. Now this is really simple. So I did an example here. My friend Katie Gutierrez, she's an interior designer. And so we typed in living room design. That's one of the categories that she's an expert in. So if you hit search, first what you see are phrases that are typical in any other keyword research tool. This looks very similar, but what's different is that little button right there. You just hit that questions button and all the results are filtered down to questions. And what's amazing is there are tons of questions. This tool is really good at finding lots and lots of these leaf topic questions. So we combed through this list, and just to point out a few of them, how to design a living room with high ceilings. That gets searched an average of 70 times per month. We'll talk about that number in a minute. What's a good number? What's a hard number? How to design a living room with a corner fireplace. How to design a living room with large windows. How to design lighting for a living room. How to design a living room with TV. How to design a kitchen living room combo. How to design a living room wall. Now look at these last couple. They each have a search volume of 10. Doesn't that seem low? Here's the thing. We don't need a whole lot of traffic. All we need is a trickle. These phrases are so long that we know that we're going to rank on the top of Google right when we post that video. We post that video that night, people can search and find your video right then. They start watching your video, and because it's exactly what they're searching for, they're likely to watch it all the way to the end. And that tells the YouTube algorithm that this is a valuable video. So YouTube will then find more people like those that found you through search, and they will suggest this video to them. So in the first month, you're going to get a steady amount of views, more the next month, more the next, more the next. It actually starts to build momentum over time. And later in this episode, I'm going to share a 4-ingredient formula where not only can you capitalize on that search strategy and get that progressive growth over time, but you can get spikes on your channel where you get exponential growth. So the keyword research before filming and doing it this way, this is the foundational step in making all this happen. Now I figured out a formula. It's got 4 ingredients that if you use these 4 ingredients, then after 4 months, you will get a spike on YouTube. Now a spike means if you're growing gradually, you're getting a little bit more views, more subscribers month to month to month, then you have exponential growth. That's what we mean by a spike. And I'm going to share with you the 4 ingredients now that cause that spike. So the first ingredient is that you do the keyword research before filming. It's so critical. I have so many people that come to me and say, I've got hours and hours or hundreds and hundreds of videos of content on YouTube. How can I SEO that content so that it can rank better, so that it can be found in search? It's just so hard to do. Because think about it. If you had a video that was about interior design or living room design even, and then you did keyword research and found that title, How to Design a Living Room with a Corner Fireplace, what if you didn't talk about fireplaces? You can't just title your previous video with a corner fireplace, right? It's so hard to do in reverse. So that's the first ingredient, is to do that keyword research first before filming. The second ingredient is you want your videos to be 10 to 12 minutes in length. This really helps for watch time. And what if people only watch a small part of that? Well, that's the third ingredient. The third ingredient is that your videos need to have at least a 45% retention rate. The more watch time or average view duration you have on your video, the better. And the third ingredient is need to have at least 45% retention rate. Okay, now the fourth ingredient, it's going to sound a little bit overwhelming, but this is what the YouTube algorithm requires. And if every time that I follow these 4 ingredients, including this last one, you get a spike at that 4-month mark. So the fourth ingredient is you've got to post 5 or more episodes per week to your channel. All 5 of these will follow those first 3 ingredients. And when you hit that 4-month mark, you can expect YouTube to start suggesting your videos in a big, big way, and you'll get that spike. Because I emphasize keyword research so much, I've actually created a keyword research mini course. I give it away for free, but it takes you step by step through the process that I shared here in a lot more detail, and I show a ton of examples so that you can start implementing that today. If you want access to that, just click that link below, and we'll see you in the next episode.